Hello guys, today we're going to talk about the movie, the original Black Christmas. So the movie a little bit about it, the movie on IMDb, it was released in 74. It's an hour and 38 long, it's rated R. And Corey's here in the background, so she's there. It has 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb with about 29,000-ish user votes. It has 65% on Metacritic with about 9 critics. It stars Olivia Hussey, who was in the '68 version of Romeo and Juliet, and Pierre Dulia, who was in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Huh? Yeah, it's safe. Wait. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And the movie was directed by Bob Clark, who also made A Christmas Story, ironically. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the movie has 70% by critics with 33 critics and 75% by audience, about 22,000-ish user audience, with the critics' consensus being the rare slasher with enough intelligence to wind up the tension between bloody outbursts. Black Christmas offers fiendishly enjoyable holiday viewing for genre fans. The movie is available to stream on multiple platforms: Vudu, Tubi TV, Campy, Shudder. I can't. It's like the red circle with the line through. I don't know what that is. And Shudder through Amazon. It's available to rent and buy on Amazon, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Vudu, and yeah. It will also release on DVD in 2001. So basically, the movie, it's very interesting, and you can tell that the movie Halloween was very influential, and it has a lot of familiar faces too that I didn't mention that a lot of people would find familiar. Um, and it is more intense, and I will say this: it's very there's the the big mystery doesn't really get solved. It's kind of just permanent terror. I will say I did see kind of the first remake in the early 2000s, and that one was awful. This one's a lot better, and a lot of it just is because the killer's just so mysterious, and the only clue you get of him is really POV shots and what else? POV shots and calls. He makes calls to people, and they're very disgusting. it's a very it's a very disturbing movie, but it's definitely I would definitely say there's some gory parts, but that's not really the main focus. It is very similar to Halloween in that regard. Um, there is some humor in it too, some very weird humor that I kind of like. It's definitely a product of its time, but in a lot of ways, I think it probably holds up the best. I don't even the newest remake. I don't think that one will hold up well personally, because of things. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't really know if I will, but we'll have to see on that. Probably not. but but yeah, this is a good movie. I definitely recommend this. It's kind of hard to describe because it's not really anything. It's it's a horror movie done very well in a kind of a pioneer of the certain genre that a lot of you will see later on throughout the late '70s, throughout the '80s, and a bit of the '90s. So it's not so for a lot of people, if they watch this, they may not fully appreciate what it took to get this movie, like what kind of movie this was. And it was originally supposed to be released on TV, but it was too crazy, so they released it theatrically, I believe. It did air on TV eventually, but I don't know. It they probably didn't keep anything. They probably edited it down like terribly, which would probably make it awful. Yeah, this is definitely a film for people who are curious on the beginnings of the slasher films, the very beginnings. Because Halloween popularized this movie. I don't think this movie was super popular early on. I think it took a little bit of reviewing for it to become great. I mean, I watched it with my sister quite a while ago, and it's definitely a great movie. I will say the ending is, some people might find it confusing, but if you do a little bit of digging, it makes sense. And even if you watch it first time, it might make sense right off the bat. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. There's not much complaints really, except maybe there might be a few things that might seem a little dated. Not necessarily with the dialogue, but probably more with like the way people look, their styles and stuff. But because it's a very 70s movie, it's not shy about that. But it's also it can be pretty intense too, without a doubt. And it talks about some pretty big topics, even for nowadays, really. But it's definitely a film. It's definitely one. If you're gonna watch like a list of great slasher movies, this would be one of them, without a doubt. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. It's a great movie. Check it out. In terms of DVD, the only copies I've seen are the Blu-ray special Disney Crazy $30 kinds. Since it's available to stream on a lot of free platforms, I recommend just streaming it. Because that's, I mean, as far as I can tell, the DVD doesn't have extra scenes or anything that the streaming ones don't. So you'd be fine. Just catch a stream of it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.